Welcome to Real Flix Reviews. We're like a book club for people who hate reading. This month, it's our guilty pleasure movies. That's movies you know that suck that you still enjoy. This month, I picked The Beastmaster, made in 1982 with Rip Torn, Tanya Roberts, and Mark Singer. This week, we have Jonathan Charney, James Stevens, and the man in the lower left-hand corner is Ryan Prest. So let's just jump in right into it. Which one of you guys has the description for this movie?
I do. Good job on the opening, Captain Kirk. A sword and sorcery...
You're welcome!
A sword and sorcery fantasy about a young man's search for revenge. Armed with supernatural powers, the handsome hero and his animal allies wage war against marauding forces.
I think you had way too much fun reading that.
Oh yeah, that was so campy of a description. What the hell?
Okay, I want to, since I picked this movie and there's really no defending a guilty pleasure.
Oh, come on.
I want to go first.
I'm going to defend mine.
Well, I think that's what this entire episode's going to be, is John explaining to us what the hell he sees in this movie.
Well, here's...
Oh, I know what he sees in it. He sees Tanya Roberts' crotch.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, here's basically the reason I like the movies. It had the same thing when I was a kid as Shawshank Redemption. It happened to be on every 20 minutes.
Wait.
Okay.
Did you just compare Beastmaster to Shawshank?
No.
Freaked out for a second.
No, I didn't. What I said is when I was a kid, it was on every other day. I mean, it was...
Okay, so was Jaws.
No,
Right,
not as much.
Which is what I gravitated towards.
Yeah.
I just happen to like,
Leprechaun.
No,
Critters.
Critters was on all the time. But Critters is about the same as this movie.
Okay.
Critters 4,
All right,
come
go
on,
on.
Lost
Okay.
in Space.
Yeah, that's great.
This movie is just, it's campy as all hell. There's extreme amount of plot holes, but it's just an entertaining movie. It is just the random amount of stuff, though. Like James said earlier, is like 1 minute Tanya Roberts has underwear, the next minute she doesn't, and then it goes to Rip Torn, and it just...
Well, I mean, after everybody's seen it, she might as well put underwear on.
This movie is just so terrible. I mean, there's really... you can't really defend this movie.
No, you can't. It's amazing that Rip Torn and John Amos actually had a career after this.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it really is.
Well, Rip Torn's always had... his career's always been kind of off movies. I mean, I think the most mainstream I can remember is Men in Black 2. Or Men in Black and then Dodgeball.
Well, Men in Black was the first one, and then, he just reprised his character. But,
I think that was
everybody go watch Defending Your Life. That's Rip Torn's best movie, hands down.
Yeah, that is a good one. I actually gotta say, I do enjoy Rip Torn as an actor. He does not do high-quality movies, usually.
No, he doesn't.
But, and he kind of has the same delivery of all his lines in every movie, but... he's such an animated guy.
Yeah, Rip Torn is Rip Torn.
It adds so much to whatever he's doing. I mean, I really enjoyed him as, in Men in Black, and all the Men in Blacks, basically. I think
he's in 1 and 2. He's not in the last one.
The last one, he wasn't, yeah. But, I enjoyed seeing him actually do more of a blockbuster movie rather than more of the silent B release.
I actually don't know if this one was in theaters or not, but my favorite thing about this whole movie is the temple. How, if you look at, the couple of things about it is the first 5 steps are normal steps, then they get, smaller as they go up. And then
it's called perspective.
It's not supposed to be that obvious.
Right. Well, I mean, the first 15 seconds of the movie was that shot of the gate and the thing, and the first thing I thought was this looks like it's out of History of the World Part 1 or
that's what I was thinking.
Brooks, parody.
Yeah, they probably did borrow some set from their Rip Torns. Hey,
the
Mel.
whole movie looked like it had a budget of about $18.
In 1982, $18 was a lot. I mean,
the greatest thing I thought was when they closed the gate, and then you see Dar just kind of leapfrog over the gate. It's really? Are you kidding me? That's how tall that gate is.
It wasn't really a leapfrog. It reminded me from all the perps running on the cops TV shows. He kind of did
Cops.
that thing.
Yeah, it's about the same size as a 6-foot fence, you know?
And the other thing I liked about that temple is if you looked, there's a section where there's a giant hole in the temple, like somebody played
Punched
too hard. Yeah, there really is, and you can almost see the plywood.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of those little, just like, what the hell is going on? When they were in the jail cell, they broke into the jail cell, big door, but there's a secret escape.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really secret. I mean, there's got to be something under that.
Well, I like the fact that he's sitting there and he's trying to close it and it won't close right, but this little 8-year-old kid was able to lift that thing and he can't figure it out. So then he takes his sword and I chop you, and then all the water goes pouring down the hole that he just sent everybody down.
Along with his tiger.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't really care about the tiger. Tiger died 2 years later.
Which is true.
Assholes. I cannot believe you guys killed a tiger.
That's true. It's because of
for this movie.
According to everything I've read and Snopes, Wikipedia,
Sultan.
and IMDb, it talks about how the dye was toxic.
Tiger. Yeah. The dye was toxic for the tiger, and they painted the tiger black because they couldn't find a black panther. Really? You find a Bengal tiger, amazingly trained. If you watch throughout this movie, that tiger mauls a bunch of people, and obviously it didn't kill them.
You know what? But that's what I love about these old school movies when they had these kinds of animal things. You could always tell that it's just the animal and the trainer roughhousing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, my only
and then
question...
it smelled the ferrets at the end, like full on, and didn't take a bite.
Here, my only question: it's 1982. Why didn't they just rotoscope it? I mean,
Yeah.
this movie was almost the Lord of the Rings cartoon. I mean, it's
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so is that what you got?
Yeah, I just-
He loves animals. He tackled a lot of horses.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah. There was one of the things that really bugged me about this movie was the makeup jobs
What makeup jobs?
on the witches. Dear God, I mean, how
one
many
was a
layers?
And one was a Playboy model too in real life.
Yeah. Oh no, they had fantastic bodies, and that's one of the things I guess they were trying to go with is that these are sexy witches, but don't look at the face. But it's
Well, no, I don't think you
pasted stuff on. I forget the name of the actual makeup that they put on there. I knew a guy who used to work with
like
us.
that oatmeal and paste kind of thing.
I think it's also got the jelly stuff underneath too. So I think they used the jelly stuff to make it sink to the neck, and then they just gooped crap all over it. I don't know. But
well, I think it was just originally in the script. I really would love to see the script for this movie.
Oh yeah.
Just
you
pages
didn't
and
mention
pages
that.
of descriptions, and then a couple of really retarded
director?
words, followed by pages of
it's,
descriptions. And then I guarantee some
can't pronounce
studio
the
exec
last
got a
name.
hold of it, or some producer, and just sitting there reading this, just like, okay, witches. All right, well, you know what these witches need? Tits.
Yeah. The director, Don Coscarelli, I guess John was telling me that he passed up the script for Conan
Yeah.
the Barbarian because he thought it wasn't good enough. He thought the script was bad.
And this movie is probably on the same level, if not a little worse in certain ways than
I would
Conan.
say it's worse.
So I don't 100% disagree.
It's
but
hard to go worse, but I think it's a little bit worse.
Maybe soon after
They killed a tiger.
turned down the Conan thing, he just started letting this 10-year-old kid pick the scripts for him.
I think what it was is that he's like, I passed up Conan. I'm an idiot. I might as well take this movie.
Wait, did Conan come out before?
Yeah, it was like a year or two before, wasn't it? 80?
Okay, so he actually
79?
probably saw. Well, I mean, a year or two. You don't really get a chance to see the success. You're probably already.
Well,
in
if you see the
pre-production with this.
blockbuster, if you see the because I know Conan was a blockbuster release, but
Oh yeah, that was one of the launching pads of Arnold Schwarzenegger's career.
Yeah.
Where this one, Mark Singer just got stuck doing the TV series V.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is,
1982, so
same
probably
year.
the same year.
oh wow, okay, so I
they
guess
were
not.
making these at the same time, so that was just really, really poor choice on.
Well, the
Coscarelli's part.
The funniest part is apparently this guy didn't like the movie because he sold the rights apparently soon after, and then there are two other movies. There's like
Not to mention the TV show.
Yeah, because there's like the Beastmaster 2 where they go to the future. I guess the future being 1980 something.
Yeah,
And then there's like Beastmaster 3, which is even worse.
Yeah. So the other thing that really bugged me about this movie is if you watch these animals, every time you see the animal, you hear like them going like making noises. The animal's not making a noise if you look at it.
Oh no.
So they have these little
sound mixing in this movie was god awful.
Well, I love the fact that his bird call is "Caw!"
You're not even doing it justice on how crappy it was.
I know.
Oh, one of my favorite parts of this whole movie, though, was those wacky Batmen.
Oh yeah, the wacky Nazi Batman.
Yeah, because if you look at their symbol, it totally looked like part of the Nazi thing.
Yeah,
Nazi
from
eagle.
Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, the eagle.
Yeah,
it totally did.
So the other thing that I had an issue with is, I mean, they threw the eye candy in there for the guys. I mean, I guess Tanya Roberts and a couple other ones every now and then.
Well, it depends on which way you swing. I mean,
but is that really eye candy for guys? I mean,
Tanya Roberts? Are you kidding me?
She's still cute.
Yeah, she is.
Oh,
but
that was her job, was to be cute.
Yeah.
For older viewers, you might remember her from Charlie's Angels. Younger viewers might know her from that '70s show when she was slightly older.
Yeah.
But I mean, shoot, back in the Charlie's Angels days and these kinds of days, oh man, that's all she was in TV for.
Oh yeah. And then so they throw Mark Singer in, running around in a little loincloth and a leather skirt, which I've got to say, he's lucky it doesn't snow. Huh?
Don't forget the man purse.
Oh yeah, the man purse. Well, the man purse doesn't cover up much.
No, it's a satchel.
Yeah, satchel.
Man purse.
It's a Metro man purse. Anyway, but he's running around in this whole thing. I mean, just with that, and I'm like, dude, he's got to be getting cold.
Well, that was the thing.
I mean, what is he going to do when it snows?
Well, that was a thing on IMDb. It was talking about it was even though it looked warm, all the actors between takes were huddling, trying to get warm.
I bet they were. I mean, and then I love the fact that he runs into Tanya Roberts because his little ferret friends steal his little man skirt, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm indecent! Come back!
Yeah,
come back, little ferret!" It's just really. And why was Rip Torn like a? In this role, he basically played like a fat bastard. Ooh, baby, let me go cook it.
Except instead of eating it, he threw it down a fiery.
And that poor kid. I mean, when he threw that little kid in there that the amazingly strong hawk was able to pull out of there. Well, I mean, that kid would be burned.
Them eagle. What was an eagle, by the way? You ever seen them eagles yank those mountain goats off the sides of the hills and just let them fall?
Yeah, but that one was not that size.
No. But still, I mean, you can get a lot of lift with them wings.
But that was an '80s kid too, so it's a lot lighter than some of the kids nowadays.
But my main
really
point,
nourished in the '80s. We all know this.
The thing I was going to come
back
to.
How I turned out so odd.
Besides the fact that I still can't believe they killed a tiger to make this movie, is that if you're watching this movie, audience out there, if you haven't watched it yet and you're going to watch it, you just got to keep in mind that this movie is 2 hours long. I don't know why. But you have to keep this phrase in mind the whole time. Never mind. Basically, 90% of this movie you're looking at and you got to be like, kind of like, why did he just do that? That's just stupid. Well, never mind.
Well, I think that's one of the things about being a guilty pleasure movie is a lot of these movies you have to suspend your disbelief on a lot of areas.
You have to shut your logic sensors off.
Well, I mean, most of these movies you have to because you know it's bad, but it's still a movie you enjoy.
Yeah,
Masters of the Universe is the same way.
This movie to me has a very specific place. You guys ever watch Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, this is the perfect movie. Invite 4 or 5 of your friends over, sit down, throw it on a big screen, and just talk shit the entire time.
Yes.
I mean, it's really fun in that kind of way because the whole time I'm sitting there in my head, I'm just making jokes about this whole movie.
Yeah. Okay.
And overall, it's not a bad movie considering half the stuff that's put out today.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I mean,
look
actually
at the first G.I. Joe movie.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
What about the
second
one?
No, not yet. You know what the most surprising thing about this? This won awards.
Yeah.
According to IMDb, it won a couple of awards, and I love this movie.
Most cross shots of Tanya Roberts.
Yes, I love this movie, but even I'm thinking, really, there was not another one you could have picked.
Oh man,
there got to be a snuff film that's better acted.
But you know what's really bad is that this movie has almost a full point higher than other movies we've done on the show as of today.
Really?
Well, because I think it has really that kind of, cult, like, oh, I just love watching it to make fun of it, and people rate it as such.
I mean, if you come down and you're looking it up on IMDb, what are the other movies that they have that they are more like this? Conan the Barbarian, Hellboy, Red Sonja, Hellboy 2, The Mummy, The 13th Warrior. Although The 13th Warrior I consider to be way better than this movie.
Well, how is this compared to 13th Warrior? That's a really good movie compared to...
Because it's fantasy.
Yeah, it's the same kind of...
It's the same genre.
See, I consider this different than... This is crap fantasy. I mean, this is on the level of, like, with Trauma. This is a bad movie that's entertaining, not 13th Warrior that actually is a decent movie.
Well, it was nice to see Antonio play a different role.
What Trauma does is they try to make crappy movies.
Oh, yeah.
I think they were really, going for it.
No, you really can't throw Trauma into this mix because this movie was not trying to be a horrible movie.
Well, yeah.
Trauma specifically makes movies that are supposed to be bad.
The reason why I say Trauma is because I don't think most people know that. They just see a Trauma movie and they say, oh, this is just a lousy movie, thinking like rest of Hollywood, they tried to make a good movie. And I think... I think you could say in certain parts of this movie when you're going, really? They're having green
Trauma
ooze
movies
leak out of the dude's head?
Are basically, they want to try to go really weird and gross with having, hot girls kind of dancing on the screen to take away from how really bad the script is, but they want to keep the script bad. So that's basically what they're doing. Anyway,
so what's
we didn't have Ryan really go off on the movie.
Okay, Ryan, your turn.
Oh man, well, dude, like everything's bad about this movie. I mean, between the acting, the entire script, the sound mixing, the soundtrack, the lighting's weird.
All right, maybe it's a bad idea to have Ryan
$8 million budget, roughly, and it really seems like somebody pocketed about $2.5 million.
Right.
But again, I mean, like the movie has its place in as much as it's cool to watch with a couple of friends, sit there and make fun of it, make some jokes, like just kind of look at each other like, did you guys just see what I just saw, sort of thing.
Of course.
Me sitting here watching it by myself was a soul crushing siege to get through it.
Don't sound so despondent, dear God, man.
Oh my God, I was sitting there just like, oh, I gotta stop this movie, but I had to finish it because of this. So thanks for that.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Let's just say this is payback for Super.
All right, fair enough. Although I love Super.
Somebody has.
I mean,
oh man,
it really does suck about that damn tiger, man. That really blows.
That was the one thing that really actually irked me when I was actually doing some research on this movie, and it literally died 2 years from skin problems and other issues because
you know what I just found out is that the producers fired the original animal trainer in the middle of filming and hired another one. Probably because he's like, why are you painting that tiger? Stop painting the tiger.
Yeah.
You're going to kill it.
The funniest thing, too, is like during half the movie, you can see it's an actual Bengal tiger. Because his face starts going away, then the next scene it's black again. The next scene after that it's white and red, and it's.
Oh, dude, I have to see that again. I got to watch this movie again. The actor playing the young disposed prince.
The eagle that they were using wouldn't fly on command, so in order to get it to fly, they would literally drop it from a hot air balloon.
That's what John was telling me.
Yeah, dude, this is obviously before a day when all the liberal people got involved with movie making and saying you can't do this to animals, man.
Yeah. Really, you're gonna drop a bird out of
I don't even want to qualify it as liberals. I think just human beings got involved and said, "Dude, stop painting tigers and killing horses in spaghetti westerns."
Well, nowadays they just have Michael Bay and it'd be a fake tiger. Some guy would be acting to a green screen and a red dot somewhere.
Or a tennis ball on a stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tennis ball on a stick.
So we're coming up towards the end of this segment. What do you give this movie, Ryan?
Oh, I mean, this is like a 1 if there was ever a movie to give a 1 to.
Harsh. Well,
but I mean, look, again, I would watch this just for the simple fact that it's that bad, so, because it's a 1. I mean, like a 2, I wouldn't watch because there's really nothing there. But a 1, it transcends that kind of, entertainment sort of goes both ways.
So James.
I can't really give it a 1, to be honest. I think a 1 is worse than this.
So
to be honest.
What do you give it?
2. I can't go as low as a 1. I think that one needs to be reserved for absolutely horrible, and this one,
Rob Schneider movies,
wasn't absolutely horrible, actually. I mean, absolutely horrible. So as I reserve my 5s for very special movies, I reserve my 1s for very special movies. Too.
So this is apparently where I'm giving this movie high praise.
Oh, jeez, you better not say 4.
Hell no.
I will reach over there and slap you.
I want to say 4 just for that. No, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Maybe it's because I think it's it's one of the movies I've watched as a kid and I really enjoy. I know it's a craptastic movie on an epic level, but it's one of those movies that you could watch. You could watch once a month if it's on and just get a good kick out.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say maybe once every couple of years. Like I said, I'd invite some people over, but me having no relationship to it as a kid, I might have seen it maybe once when I was a kid, but I remember nothing of this.
I actually might have to watch this movie again soon. I would say in a month. But the reason why is the actor playing the young disposed prince was not allowed to be on the set at the same time as the tiger. So a short stump person in a wig photographed from behind was used in those shots.
Yeah, they did a lot of that kind of stuff.
Well, I was probably not paying that much attention. But I want to see the midget switch.
Yeah, right. It's like this. What was it? I think there's a scene on Speed where Sandra Bullock gets replaced by a fat guy in a wig.
Nice.
So here comes to the movie news section of the show, and the first one to say is Jean Stapleton died. She played Edith Bunker on one of my all-time favorite television shows, All in the Family. I know this is a movie review show, but I loved that TV show. It's still one of the greatest shows ever.
Yeah.
And if you actually watch it, a lot of shows nowadays and cartoons rip it off. Family Guy being one of them.
Oh, yeah.
So if you ever get a chance, watch the show. The guy who played Archie Bunker died a number of years ago.
One of my favorite episodes is the one where Sammy Davis Jr. is on there. Watch that one.
It's a great episode. So that was the first bit of news, just to say.
But I very sad to see her go. But we're at the time in the TV shows in Hollywood's lifetime where a lot of those great, fantastic actors are going to be passing away. So there's going to be a lot of that. Probably.
Specifically, the ones that were in everything. They were always the character actor that just did 150 TV shows. They were always in like 3 episodes of just everything that was on. That era is sort of gone.
And just before those,
a lot of those cats are getting up there in age.
Yeah, just before those happened, Gene Stapleton, thank you for the career that you put forth. It was amazing. We enjoyed it. And coming up soon probably is going to be Betty White and Mel Brooks. Thank you again for everything you've done.
and
seriously, come on, Ryan. They're going to be 90-something too now.
I gotta say,
because write the obituary and set it off to the side for now.
Yeah, like all the Michael Jackson jokes.
Yet.
Well, I gotta say though, at least the positive thing, if you can say positive, she was 90.
Yeah,
that's
exactly,
and had a great career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Gave people a lot of stuff to laugh at. You know what I mean? And laugh with. So definitely a big bucket of win.
So I think for an actor or actresses, what else you ask for? She lived a decent life. She lived a long life. It's not like your favorite actor who died when he was 20, or younger.
Yeah, I never liked
next
River.
Week on Hollywood Death Watch to see what happens to Betty White.
Yeah. Well, I meant like River Phoenix. River Phoenix did some pretty good movies, and he died before you really got to see any.
Yeah, but I didn't really like him. I was more upset about Brandon Lee.
Well, yeah, no, I agree.
So anyway,
too. And the other one was, and my other movie news is just a comment. Did any of you know that M. Night Shyamalan directed After Earth?
Who?
Yeah, I brought it up last week.
Oh, okay.
Duh. Who?
Yeah, I was saying, are we still do we think that Will Smith can overshadow the crappiness of Shyamalan?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we did.
That's right, because I was actually watching the trailer, and
is that all your movie news?
More or less. But I was actually watching the trailer.
Good reporting, Ryan.
I was actually watching the trailer, and I don't see him labeled anywhere.
That's because they don't want to.
That's because they don't. Yeah, in the back, Sixth Sense came out huge. Next movie, From the Mind of M. Night Shyamalan. Didn't do so well. Next movie, they banked on that Sixth Sense popularity for a while putting his name up there. I think after the happening, they said we can't do that anymore. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure
I thought it was The Village.
They couldn't even find producers to throw money at the movie if they were going to put his name up front.
And my other question: have any of you guys seen the new Wolverine trailer?
No, I've been kind of staying away from that because I want to kind of do the Ryan thing of block all my senses off. I don't want to have expectations.
So here's the thing.
Right.
So have you seen it, Ryan?
No, I have not.
He's doing the right thing.
It looks like a horrible movie.
No.
It really does.
No.
Hello?
Somebody answer that damn phone.
So, if you guys don't know what it is, basically, is Wolverines in Japan.
I know what the premise of the movie is, but, you know...
And he has no powers.
But the thing is that Hugh Jackman is such a good actor. I don't know why he can't just kind of say, you know, if you're going to ruin Wolverine, I'm not doing it.
Well, dude, because they're going to pay him to do it. And he's not involved in that. I mean, look, most of these people are just working actors. And if they're going to give him a franchise like, hey, you're going to be Wolverine for the next 10 years, as an actor, that's you don't have to worry about the next 10 years.
Well, here's the thing.
As opposed to just going from job to job. So I guarantee you, he doesn't even give a shit how much they ruin Wolverine. Well, and if he does, he probably wouldn't even know about it until the movie comes out.
Well, there's two things. True. One, the perfect example, whether you like her or not, is Halle Berry in Catwoman. She didn't want to do the movie, but she was contractually obligated.
Right.
The other thing is Hugh Jackman said the last Wolverine movie sucked.
I agree.
And I was like the first time I heard an actor say that, it's like, you redeemed yourself. That movie was awful.
Well, I mean, like I said, I have great respect for Hugh Jackman.
Well, he has
done some freaking fantastic movies. Mm-hmm. He really has. And, I mean, there's some that I don't even want to remember or mention, like, what was it, Australia? Oh, God, you know.
He did that movie.
But, you know, he did some other movies that are just amazing, like The Prestige.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, but the point is, never turns in a bad performance.
Yeah, you know? So, I mean, all of his performances that you're watching him on the screen playing Wolverine, you look at the way that he's portraying Wolverine, you're like, that's Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The problem is the story wrapped around it.
Yeah.
Right.
So everything around his performance is horrible. His performance is great.
Because he's generally one of the best actor in the movie.
Yeah. Like him and Edward Norton, I put way up there. Even though Ed Norton's kind of disappeared.
The X-Men series, if you want to call it, or bunch of movies, it's not in the same vein as like the Avengers or the Iron Mans, and everything's going to tie in towards this one big thing. There was the first 3 movies, and then it's like, okay, look, these made some money. Let's just kind of keep sort of putting them out every couple of years. It's they don't really have an end goal in mind, so it's not trying to keep up with canon. So,
they don't milk a cow till it's sour. They milk a cow till it's dead.
So it's basically like the Resident Evil movies, where I think more movies should be more like Avengers, have an end game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I agree, and I got to give the Avengers guys great credit. They're doing a great job with what they're doing.
Right. Well,
I got to tell the X-Men people, you guys screwed up big time. I mean, X-Men First Class was a great movie, but all the other X-Men movies surrounding it are just garbage.
Well, here's the reason why I think, even though it's a X-Men or Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the reasons I think the Avengers did so well because of the mouse. Disney.
Oh.
If there's any company that knows
like
how to
Mighty Mouse?
If there's any company that knows how to milk movies for all that's worth and knows how to get fans really into it, it's Disney.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. I mean, Disney's got a great genre. I mean, there's, I've got a 5-year-old daughter, and she's all about the Tinkerbell movies, and I didn't even know there were Tinkerbell movies. I thought Tinkerbell movies were Peter Pan.
Than you could ever imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know. I'm finding that out. I just thought Tinkerbell was Peter Pan. I didn't think Tinkerbell had her own little genre, but she does.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you're about to go
Barbie
down a
does.
rabbit hole with a 5-year-old.
Oh, I know. And I got another one on the way, and I'm just going to turn him into Avengers and Marvel and all that stuff. Spider-Man.
Yeah, make him a Batman fan.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's going to be a Batman fan.
Or her.
Well, Allie's already becoming a Batman fan. And she's totally into
awesome.
That's good to hear that you know.
I don't know. She's going. You know, do you remember the Jackie Chan animated series?
Yeah,
I loved that show. I was young enough to really like it, but it was a cool show.
She loves that show. She'll come in and be like, "Can we watch Jackie?"
Whatever.
Hell yeah,
sure.
watch Jackie.
Whatever you do, you gotta ban Soups from the house.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I'm gonna try to get her in Justice League later on.
Well, before the end of the
get her involved in characters like Barbara Gordon when she becomes the Oracle and things like that. There's some strong female characters in the DC universe.
Too bad there's not a lot of actual I don't think she's in a lot of cartoons as the Oracle.
She's in a
No,
couple.
she does a lot as Batgirl, and then, but I mean, in the real extended, universe, then she gets.
Because I know there's a TV show where she's involved in there.
Huh.
But it's it's like the Nightman, it's like a grade F television series. Before we go, I have one more question: are any of you guys still interested in seeing the Superman movie when it comes out?
Yes,
of course, absolutely.
I may not be a big Superman fan, but I've seen all the movies that are based on him. I've seen all the at least some of the TV. Like I've seen an episode and actually all the shows that he has.
Mm-hmm.
What I want them to bring back is the Superman that does not need a spacesuit to go out into space, and the Superman that does not need a suit to go underwater.
This one looks like it is.
So that's what I'm kind of.
From what I hear is going to be what people really want, and is going to be a lot more in depth than people were expecting.
That's what I'm expecting, and I'm okay with that. I want to see them do a good Superman movie that isn't going to annoy me.
Because I'm definitely expecting a more grittier Superman. I mean, I love Christopher Reeve's Superman, but I want to see a more level on like the Nolan-esque universe as far as the grittiness of it. I'd love to see the conflicted, a conflicted Superman, or at least a Superman that has, you actually get to see his moral choices versus.
That's what I was just gonna say there. I was listening to an interview, and God, I wish I could remember who it was. That he was involved in a lot more of the comic book side of the DC universe, but then has his hand in the movies as well. He was saying, look, the original ads for the original Superman was "You will believe a man can fly." This one he said, "You will believe that Superman can exist in the real world." So that alone, I'm totally in. I was gonna anyway. Why the hell wouldn't I watch a Superman movie?
I just really hope that the bat suit has evolved over many generations. Let's get something that doesn't look like the dude's in his underwear and a pair of tights. That's the one complaint of every Superman movie I've seen.
Well, this one doesn't look like it's going to be like the package revealing suit.
I just want to see something that looks a little realistic. I mean, the thing's supposed to be flame retardant, supposed to be that, because otherwise he'd be flying around buck naked half the time.
Well, I mean, he had the little girl from the Incredibles make his suit, except for the fact that he has a cape.
Wow.
What? That was a great thing of that movie.
It's just a rabbit hole.
The other thing I was going to mention is, I mean, if this really goes belly up and just horrible, they just need to make an actual DBZ movie where he beats up Superman. That's all I want to see.
Wow. Okay, so we're over, but speculation. Live action DBZ, would you see it?
I already did see it, and it sucked.
An actual good one.
Oh, yes.
One actually based off the freaking
yeah. Heck yeah.
Not what they have.
Ryan?
Okay. This is a stupid question. DBZ stands for
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, Jesus, you kids. God, could you do that live action?
They did, and it sucked.
Shit that happened in that show.
Well, they did do one, and it sucked bad.
They did?
Oh yeah.
When?
A couple years ago.
5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The problem with it is it was a typical Hollywood style movie where they changed it, shifted, and it was just kind of.
Oh yeah, they did not go anywhere near the story. I think Shyamalali Ding Dong did that one.
Because I actually wanted.
It was like the Street Fighter movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, if they do
one,
it
was like Chun-Li.
The one I want to see is I want to see him do the Vegeta one where he fights the Vegeta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I actually want to pull that up. Here we go.
Because the rumor has it back in the day they were going to get a former football player and professional wrestler by the name of Bill Goldberg to play one of the main bad guys in the movie.
Yeah. Okay.
And like most of Hollywood movies, they get stuck in production hell and they just never got made. Just like the Akira movie that was supposed to come out a couple of years ago.
Right.
Oh, here it is.
I mean, is that still anywhere? I mean, is that thing in any form of production at all anymore?
I haven't heard anything about it in a long time.
All right. Anyway, yeah, the Dragon Ball. Really, it was done by that guy. It was Dragon Ball Evolution 2009.
That's it.
Justin Chatwin, and anyway, it's directed by James Wong, who did most of the Final Destinations, and he did the movie The One.
No wonder it sucked.
With Jet Li, which
Man, that movie was terrible.
But I mean, so yeah, that kind of tells you why. I mean, I kind of enjoyed The One just for a stupid movie, but anyway. All right, so my pick. Is that what we're up to?
Yeah.
All right, so my lovely pick is actually 5 points higher on the rating scale from IMDb than John's. Made in 1998. It was... I want to see if Ryan can pick this out before I actually say the name of it. It was directed by David Zucker, and it had Joe Cooper and Doug Reamer as the character names. Yeah. It is named BASEketball.
This is not a... we'll talk about this next week.
Yes, we will.
You're doing BASEketball? Seriously?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
That is my guilty pleasure pick.
Just made Ryan a happy boy.
And if any of you don't know who they are, look at South Park.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Everything funny the last 15 years.
Look up Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
Oh, God, look it up.
Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, I gave The Beastmaster a 3 to 5. James gave it a 2 out of 5.
I gave it a deuce.
And Ryan gave it the unsurprising 1
totally
out of
stand
5. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week.